Hello. Today we like to look at various equation solvings here. So let's try to get started here first. So square root of 2x equal minus 10 equals 0. Then first thing which we can do is we can add 10 to both sides. Then here we get square root of 2x must be equal to 10. Then next we want to get rid of radical. How are we going to do that? That's right. We can square both sides. Then we'll end up getting 2x is equal to 100. Then when we divide by 2 on each side, x will be equal to 50. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Here, once again, whenever we have the radical equation, we can put the radical on one side, the rest of them on the other. So here we have square root of x plus 1 equals 1 plus 3x. Then we can square both sides, then here we get x plus 1. When you square this one, we end up getting 1 plus 2 times of the product of these two, which is 6x plus 9x squared. Now, then when you subtract x and 1, then 0 equals 1 cancels out. Then we have 5x plus 9x squared. Then once again, we can factor out the common factor, which is x. Then we have 5 plus 9x. Then here, we can make the t-chart. Then we realize that x must be equal to 0. Or 5 plus 9x must be also equal to 0. Then here, if you have to solve for x, then your x will be equal to negative 5 over 9. Now, we do have two answers, but are they both correct? One thing which we have to do is plug them in. If you have to plug in 0, then we get square root of 0 plus 1 minus 3 times 0 equals 1. Now, here we get 1 equals 1. So, 0 is okay. How about negative 5 over 9? Then here we get square root of negative 5 over 9 plus 1 minus 3 times negative 5 over 9 equals 1. Now, here on the left side, we'll end up getting 4 over 9 within the square root, and here we get plus 15 over 9 equals 1. Now, once you add 15 over 9 to both sides and then simplify this one, next step becomes 2/3 out of the radical 4 over 9 will be equal to then negative 6 over 9. You see, on the left side is positive, on the right side is negative, and they cannot be equal to each other. So therefore, we gotta reject the second answer. Only correct answer here is 0. Next, when you have two radicals and then they're already on the left side, all we have to do is square them once and then see what happens. If you have to square both sides, then the left side becomes x plus 2 times square root of x minus 20, and then the last one becomes plus x minus 20. On the right side, we end up getting 100. So let us try to put everything onto one side once again. Then we end up getting 2 square root of x times x minus 20 is equal to adding 20 to each side, so we end up getting 120, and then subtracting 2x. When you divide by 2, then we end up getting x minus 20 will be equal to 60 minus x. Now let us try to square both sides. Then here we get x times x minus 20, which is equal to here 3600 minus 120x plus x squared. Once you simplify left and right side, here left side we also get 1 x squared. Let me just rewrite it in that way. Then we would have gotten x squared minus 20x. Then as you can see, x squares will cancel out. And by adding 120x to both sides, we'll end up having 100x on the left side, which is equal to 3600. Then by dividing by 100, x will be equal to 36. Alright, let's check it. If you have to plug in 36 here, then we'll end up getting square root of 36 plus square root of 36 minus 20 is that in fact equal to 10? Square root of 36 equals 6. Plus, square root of 36 minus 20 becomes 16. And square root of 16 becomes 4. And yes, indeed, it is equal to 10. So that is correct answer. Let's look at the next one. Absolute value of 2x minus 1 equals 5. So then here we can have two options. First option is 2x minus 1 was positive, so we just leave it alone. Second one is that was negative, so we have to put another negative sign, 2x minus 1, to make that into positive, which is equal to 5. Then here, when you add 1 to each side, we get 2x equals 6. Therefore, x equals 3. That's one answer. Here, then 2x minus 1 would have been equal to negative 5. By adding 1, we get 2x will be equal to negative 4. Hence, x equals negative 2. If you have to plug in 3, then 2 times 3, which is equal to 6, minus 1 becomes 5. So that's okay. When you plug in negative 2, then negative 2 times 2 becomes negative 4. Minus 1 becomes negative 5. But because of the absolute value, it will become 5. So both of them works. They were the correct answers. Let's look at the next question. Same here. First equation is 3x plus 2 can be 7, as it was before. And the second question is negative 3x plus 2 would have been equal to 7. So here, then we end up getting 3x will be equal to 5, and x will be equal to 5 over 3. Now here, then 3x plus 2 would have been equal to negative 7, where 3x becomes negative 9, where then x equals negative 3. Now, once again, we have to see if both of them works. Now, once you plug in 5 over 3 in place of x, you will realize that it becomes absolute value of 3 times 5 over 3 plus 2. Is that in fact equal to 7? This becomes 3 and 3 cancels out, left with 5. 5 plus 2, that's equal to 7. Now, and then which is equal to 7. So this is correct. Now, how about negative 3? 3 times negative 3 plus 2 is equal to 7. Now, 3 times negative 3 is equal to negative 9. When you add 2, then it becomes negative 7. But because of the absolute value, it becomes positive 7. So both of them works. So they are correct answers. Let's look at the next one. Here, once again, one equation would have been x equals to x squared plus x minus 3. The other one would have been negative x. Because when x wants to be a negative number, we need another negative to make it into positive, just like the absolute value sign. X squared plus x minus 3. Then here, when you subtract x's, then we end up getting x squared minus 3 is equal to 0. Hence, x squared will be equal to 3. That means x must be equal to plus or minus radical 3. Now, second one here becomes adding x, so we end up getting 0 equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. In fact, this is factorable, as in x plus 3 and x minus 1. Then here x will be equal to negative 3 or positive 1. So in fact we have 4 answers. Let's try to see what happens. If you have positive radical 3 as the answer, then you will have absolute value of radical 3 is equal to radical 3 squared plus radical 3 minus 3. Then you will realize that on the left side we will still get radical 3, but on the right side you will realize that this one cancels out with this, because this is positive 3 and this is negative 3, which leaves us with a radical 3, so that works. But what if you were to have negative number? Absolute value of negative radical 3, is that in fact equal to negative radical 3 squared plus negative radical 3 minus 3. Now, on the left side you will get radical 3, because the negative sign disappears. On the right side, this portion becomes simply 3 and minus radical 3 minus 3. And once again, 3 and negative 3 cancels out, but 3 cannot be equal to negative radical 3. So therefore, negative has to be cancelled. Only positive one works. How about negative 3? In case of negative 3, we're going to plug in absolute value of negative 3. Is that in fact equal to negative 3 squared plus negative 3 minus 3. Now on the left side it becomes 3. On the right side this becomes 9 minus 3 minus 3. And yes, indeed, that becomes on the right side becomes 3. Left side is already 3. So that works. This one is good. And positive was good, right? Not the negative. How about 1? Let's look at it. It's 1 equal to 1 squared plus 1 minus 3. Left side is 1, but on the right side you will end up getting negative 1, and they're not equal to each other. So therefore 1 cannot be the answer. Only correct answer in this case would have been radical 3 and then negative 3. Number 80. Works very similar way as before. So first the equation is, what if the inside of the absolute value were to be positive? Then we're just going to write down as it is. And what if inside of the absolute value were to be negative? Then we would be needing negative sign to make that into positive. Just select the absolute value, and we have 3x plus 18. So on the left side, we were subtracting 3x and then 18, so we end up getting x squared plus 3x minus 18 equals to 0. Now, can we factor this one? Yes, we can. X plus 6 times x minus 3 equals to 0. Then here, x will be equal to negative 6 and then positive 3. Now here, if I have to multiply by negative sign, then we will have x squared plus 6x is equal to negative 3x, negative 18. By putting everything onto the other side, we will have x squared plus 9x plus 18 equal to 0. Now this is also factorable, where x plus 6 and x plus 3 equal to 0. That means x would have been equal to negative 6 and negative 3. So in fact we have 3 numbers to check up. Let's try to check up on negative 6 first. Then we would have gotten negative 6 squared plus 6 times negative 6. Is that in fact equal to 3 times negative 6 plus 18? Here within the absolute value we get 36 minus 36. Is that in fact equal to negative 18 plus 18? And you will realize that both sides are equal to 0. So that works out. So negative 6 is okay. Now let's check up on 3. 3 squared plus 6 times 3. Is that in fact equal to 3 times 3 plus 18? So in place of x's we put 3. Then here we get 9 plus 18. Is that in fact equal to 9 plus 18? Yes, it is. So that's okay. So both answers were okay. How about negative 3? In case of negative 3, let's try to plug it in. Negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3. Is that in fact equal to 3 times negative 3 plus 18? Now, here we end up getting 9 minus 18 with the absolute value. And on the right side, we get negative 9 plus 18. On the right side, we end up getting 9. On the left side, we get negative 9, but because of the absolute value, we get positive 9. And that works. So in fact, we have 3 answers. Negative 3, positive 3, and then 6. All right. That's it. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.